Hey guys, it's a new year. Welcome back. Now, if you've been gone maybe since May or June when summer started kicking in and you're back now because it's a new year and you're ready to start thinking about gardening again, yeah, things around me look pretty different. A year ago, I had no idea that we'd be moving, but sure enough, in August, we moved here to what will be a small farm and homestead. We moved from an 8,000 square foot city lot to an acre and a half here, kind of in the country. So life's been great since that move. We love it here. We're settling in. And a part of this homestead is going to be a wide variety of gardens. If you watched my New Year's video, then you know I'm planning gardens themed from around the world. And in each of those gardens, I will be growing things that are grown in that part of the world, whether it be tropical, Asian, Mediterranean, French, English. I mean, we run the gamut here, or we will. And I'm sitting right now in pretty much a construction zone, but what will be in just a month, a Mediterranean themed vegetable garden that's many, many times bigger than the garden that I had back at our old house. So it is just a construction zone right now, but there will be 3 terraces here full of vegetables. In fact, there's going to be 15 raised beds, most of which will be about 4 feet by 12 in the top 2 terraces, and in the bottom terrace 4 feet by 8. There will be, however, fruits and vegetables growing all over the property in all of the themed gardens. And as a side note, we will also have some animals as well. So if you want to, yes, Next Level Gardening will be filmed from here, and all the gardening will be done here. But if you want kind of a behind the scenes look at everyday life here, building these walls, these terraces, all of the gardens, you'll want to go over and subscribe to our new channel, Next Level Homestead. And you can follow everything we're doing and join us on this new adventure. So today I wanted to talk about something that all gardeners should be doing right now. You don't want to put this off any longer. It probably already should have been done, but there's still time. Number 1 is go through your seed collection and see what you've got and what you need to replenish, or things that you want to try that are new. You need to get those orders placed quickly. Starting in spring of 2020, gardening skyrocketed in terms of interest and the amount of people doing it. It grew again last year, 2021, and this year for a variety of reasons, just because a lot of those people who started in 2020 are continuing, but there are worries right now of food shortages and supply chain issues and all of those things, which I might touch on in a future video, but seeds are going quickly. I was on ordering mine, and there's already things that are out of stock from a lot of different companies. So I don't have one company that I order from. I do have several that I can list down below in the description. If you want to go there, I'm not sponsored or anything. Those are just ones that I happen to order from that I like, and I've used them probably for several years. Now, before I show you, I've got all my seeds here that I'm going to be growing this year. I've got a lot more room this year, so I'm able to grow a lot more things, which I am over the moon about. But there's always some questions when it comes to seeds, and when we get into our seed starting video, I'll go through a lot of those. But in shopping for seeds, there's a few things that you want to look out for, and things that you don't really need to concern yourself with. Number 1 is organic. Now, it really doesn't matter if you buy organic seeds or non-organic seed. That seed doesn't really know if it was grown organically or not last year, if its parent plant was sprayed with pesticides. There's no evidence that actually goes through the seed into the next crop. That would be GMO, which I'll get to in a second. Now, whenever possible, I order my seeds for the most part from organic seed companies. And the reason is because I support them supporting organic farmers. And I think that's just something that needs to be done. And so, but if there's something that you want to grow that's not labeled organic, don't hesitate to go ahead and order that. Again, with the GMO, that's not even something you have to worry about as a gardener, a home gardener. I know a lot of seed companies put non-GMO on their packaging or on their website, and that could be just some creative marketing. It could be because that's a big question now. People want to know if they're growing GMO, so rather than getting a million phone calls, they just put it on the package or on the website. GMO seeds, however, are very protected and very expensive. It's only the big, huge farms that can actually afford them. And so you don't have to worry as a home gardener that you're going to accidentally order GMO seeds. It's not going to happen. Other than that, when you're buying seeds, buy from where you can afford them, buy from where you find the ones that you want to buy. I saw seeds at the dollar store. It was 2 or 3 seed packets for $1, which is a great buy. Now, they probably don't have a bunch of variety at the dollar store. It's probably the basics, but if that's all you care about, then go ahead. That's a perfectly legitimate place to get your seeds. So now I'm going to go through the seeds that I am going to grow, the vegetables that I'm going to grow this year. I want you guys to let me know what you're excited about growing this year. List them. List them down in the comments. What are you excited about growing this year? I also want to know if you have some tried and true varieties of whatever that you like to grow during the warm months. Please list those down below too, not just for me, but for this entire community. I think you can learn as much in the comments as you can in the video, so please definitely do that. I'm going to start off with one that it may or may not get eaten. I will just say that right up front. Now, when you have, especially when you have a minimum amount of space to grow in, you want to make sure that the things you're growing are the things you actually are going to eat. Don't grow things that you're not going to eat because you're taking up space in your garden. This one though, and I've got space this year, so I can try a few things. I was going to order this one last year though, just because it looks so cool, but Baker Creek was actually out of them. This year they were not, so either I was early or no one liked it last year. I don't know, but it's bitter melon, which I've never had before, but it's white. Look at the skin on that. It's pure snow white. I will, try it right just by itself. I will try to fit it into smoothies or something because it's supposed to be really healthy for you. So we'll see how that goes. Another thing that I'm trying new this year that's a little out of the box is wheat, but not just any wheat. Wheat has been hybridized and, GMO'd and all that stuff over the last however many hundreds, thousands of years. And it's gotten worse and worse and worse for us humans. There's gluten intolerances now. People can't handle wheat. It's sprayed with herbicide, fungicide, pesticide. So when we buy wheat from the store, typically we had been buying organic wheat. Now lately we've been trying einkorn wheat. That is the original form of wheat that was used thousands of years ago before any type of hybridization happened. So I am growing, now this may give me enough for 1 loaf of bread, I don't even know, and it's probably gonna be a lot of work, but I thought it'd be fun. But einkorn wheat, I got some seeds to just give it a try for fun. All right, so let me get into, I wanna save tomatoes and peppers for the end. I'm gonna grow several types of beans this year, 2 though in particular. One that I love that's kind of a fresh eating bean or cooking bean is dragon tongue. We grew this one last year. I got very few to harvest, not because of anything that happened, but we had to move. So I got a small harvest. They were tender, they were delicious. So those are definitely going to be growing in the garden this year. And then also I'm going to go with pinto beans and great northern white beans that we can dry and preserve and save and use all winter long. Beans are a great thing to eat during the winter. And there are ways to cook them that make them more healthy. And I will be showing you some of those because a lot of times beans make people gassy, but they don't have to. And when you unlock or sprout the bean before you cook it, it takes away a lot of that gassiness and also gives your body a better chance to actually pull the nutrients and the fiber and all that stuff out of it. Another fun thing I'm trying this year is all kinds of fun colored pumpkins and squashes. I always love when I see people that have all these colorful pumpkins and squashes at their front door for, fall decorations. But some of them are actually really delicious, roasted and stuff like that. So I've got honey nut, which I tried last year from Trader Joe's, and it was really, really good. So I got a honey nut squash. I got these flat white boar, I call them pumpkins, they're I guess squash. They're stackable, they're really flat, they're snow white. I got a little bluish green squash called Jarradale. And then I got some small ones here. I'll put pictures up on the screen. Porcelain Doll, Moonscape, Jack B. Little, Gooligan, and Hooligan. So I think a mixture of all those is going to look really cool growing in the garden, and then stacked around for fall decorating and cooking. Got some kale. I got some Parisian carrots. They're little round, kind of ball type carrots. And then some of the basics, golden zucchini squash, green zucchini, different colors of bell peppers. I got this Viet Alpha cucumber. Definitely want to try doing some pickling this year. This okra I've grown in the past. It's not only delicious and tender, but it's orange, Jing okra. Now, for this one, if you've been with me since almost the beginning of the channel, I have tried to grow this pepper with little success. Last year, I got it as far as it probably is producing. It's probably got peppers on it right now, but guess what? They're in my old garden. But it did well. I got it finally past the seedling stage. It was about a foot tall when I left. It was starting to bloom, but that's the habanada. So it's got the flavor of a habanero pepper without the heat. I'm not a hot pepper fan, but I do love the taste of habaneros. Another pepper that I'm trying this year is Jigsaw. And I'm not necessarily growing it as much for the peppers as I am the foliage. Take a look at that. It's variegated foliage. It's purple and white and green. Beautiful. Eggplant I'm growing this year. It's a kind of a smaller eggplant, Listata di Gandia. Be an Italian eggplant. Watermelon, I'm excited about it. We grew watermelon year before last. I did a tasting video on that with Noah, and it was okay. At our old house, we did not get as much summer heat as needed to really produce a good, sweet watermelon. Ours was the texture was fine, but it was kind of a pink color. It was not deep red, and therefore not sweet. Here, however, we get about 5 to 7 degrees hotter on average in the summer than we did at our last house. And so I think that's going to make all the difference in the world for watermelon. It's also going to make a big difference for these. And these are peanuts. I've never grown peanuts before, but they look like they'd be really fun to try. The peanut plant actually has little, for lack of a better word, strings, and these little embryos go down on these strings. They ride down these strings into the soil and bury themselves under the ground, and that's where the peanut is produced. This is Tennessee Red Veil. So that's one and those take some good amount of heat too, so I think we should be okay here. Okay, now we're getting into tomatoes, or at least nightshades. First of all, a ground cherry. I've never grown them. I've never tasted them. Always wanted to try. So anyway, this is New Hanover ground cherry. Supposed to be sweet little. They're related to tomatoes. Not sure what the difference in flavor is. Let me know down below if you have tried them, if you like them, or if you don't. Gonna go with some old standbys this year and grow a lot of them. Kellogg's Breakfast, kind of the same situation as with the Dragon Tongue beans. I think I got 4 that ripened before we left. This is my absolute favorite tomato. I'm not a huge red tomato fan, but the Kellogg's Breakfast has been my all-time favorite. Actually a favorite of everyone in my family. Noah and Emily love them as well. But like I said, only 4 were ripe before we had to move last year. I hope the new owners enjoyed a bumper crop of Kellogg's Breakfast tomatoes, because we didn't get to. Now, in terms of preserving, I'm going to be growing San Marzanos, Romas, and then I'm trying again the Amish paste tomato, which I tried last year, but none of them ripened before we had to move. Now, this one's going to be a real fun one, too. I'm not sure how many of you watch MIGardener, but several years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, he found in a store display from 80 years ago, he found some seed packets. One happened to be a tomato, and he was able to take great care in sprouting some of them, and then he grew them on, took cuttings, multiplied them very rapidly. I mean, this has only been a couple, 2-3 years, and this year those seeds went on sale, and they were only they were gone like that. So I was lucky enough to get a package. I think there's only 5 seeds in this package, so I got to be real careful with those. And then one of my longtime, very supportive viewers, Gary, sent me a couple of tomato varieties, Dwarf Almondine and Carmelo Hybrid. And he really liked those varieties, wanted me to give them a try, sent me some seeds, and I'm looking forward to trying those. So thank you, Gary. And then the last one is kind of, they're called blackberries, but they're not blackberries. It's called Schwarzenbeeren blackberries. And I thought they looked pretty cool because it says plant yields clusters of pea-sized blackberries, superb in pies or preserves. Okay, that's what I saw online. And then when I got the seed packet, it says eat only fully ripe dark blue blackberries, showing no green. Then down here, there's a warning, and it says may be poisonous to eat. So I'm guessing that's why you want them all perfectly black and no green. I'm guessing that's when they turn over from being poisonous to non-poisonous. So I might have to do a tasting video on that one, see if I drop dead. So anyway, the natural light is fading. I've just got the camera light here, so I'm starting to look a little rosy, and we're losing the light behind us. So I'm going to sign off, but I appreciate everyone for watching again. Let me know down below the varieties that you're going to be growing this year, and then some of the tried and true ones that you love and try to grow every year. Again, if you want to watch us grow this 1.5 acres into what I hope will be a pretty amazing place, please subscribe to Next Level Homestead, and I will see you guys next time.